Welcome. There we go. Oh my god. I'm going to have to learn the fact that my microphone is very different now. It's just going to be... I'm going to have to handle Twitch and things very differently. Alright, that should be a good volume for you guys, though. Let me know if it's not. It should be clipping or blowing your ears off or anything awful. But welcome, guys. Got a lot to talk about today. An awful lot. We are, of course, back in Guild Wars 1, but I'm going to start the stream talking a tiny bit about Guild Wars 2. So I'm getting millions of questions and comments about it all over the place. Already somebody asked on the stream here as well. There's a leak at the moment for Guild Wars 2. And a lot of people want me to comment on it and talk about it and stuff. And basically, I can't, guys. Right? Like, it's not because ArenaNet have sat me in a room and said, you should not do this. It's just that, like, a leak is a pretty dickish thing to have come out. I know that they wouldn't appreciate people who are a part of the partner program doing that kind of stuff. But being a member of the Guild Wars partner program is a bit of give and a bit of take. I think most people will look at it as just, oh, it's this amazing thing. The take is you get early patch access sometimes, you get privy to some information on a certain time scale before other people, you get afforded opportunities, right, to make content, you get support from the devs, you get more ways to communicate with them, and so forth. But that's the take, but you got to give a little as well, right? You got to have a little bit of respect for some things, and you will have noticed I've talked a lot less about data mines in recent, like in the recent year, and leaks as well. I can't really sit about, and I'd love to, because you know, based on what leak it is, how legitimate it looks, what it is, sometimes I really want to get involved with that discussion. I really want to chat with you guys about it and show enthusiasm or disdain or whatever it is. But it's just kind of one of those things. I am a very big part of the Guild Wars 2 audience, and when I do, I'm happy to talk about it at the start of a stream where Bellion one's rolled in, and eventually it'll be up on the VODs and stuff, but whatever, right? Like, I'm happy, but to do it in like a capacity where 30,000 people or more are going to end up seeing it, I don't know whether I can bring myself to do it. It'd be a bit unfortunate. So yeah, that's basically it. Somebody messaged me on Twitter and said, oh, will you talk about it? And I said, no, as a partner, I probably shouldn't. And their response at that point was, oh, this makes it legit. It's like, no, that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. It's just I'm not going to do it. So there you go. On the discussion of leaks as well, and have a little chat about it. One thing I do find kind of interesting is, like, some people are trying to defend it and be like, oh yeah, it's good, it's great, right? And I get it from the point of view of being a fan who's not too excited about current living world. If you're in that position or whatever, like, you want to see more stuff that's coming up. You want the hype there, and you think it has value as having hype there. That's all one thing. But I kind of see it something else. When a leak comes out, alright, yeah, it provides a little bit of hype in that short period of time. But the hype it provides to people is through a very narrow channel, okay? You know, Reddit, basically, would be this one. Or sometimes even less. If nobody had posted it to Reddit, it would have just been a handful of people in Lion's Archmap chat or whatever. A narrower channel than when the devs would eventually release this information, put it through their official larger channels. And what it's actually doing is there's a little bit of hype that comes with it now, but what it's actually doing is taking the wins out of the sales of the real announcement that would come later. Right, it dampens the actual hype and the actual excitement. It becomes, rather than, oh my god, here's this awesome new thing we're seeing, to, oh, this is just confirmation of what I basically already knew. And when your core audience feels like that in the second scenario, rather than, you know, how you'd want them to feel in your first, it's a big difference, right? Like, I don't see it as actually creating any hype. It's stealing hype from the proper announcement. And, you know, diluting when the real announcement would come, and when the content would be more ready, and when you can actually capitalize on that hype in terms of sales. You know, at the end of the day, if the content's not ready, it's not ready, and it's not supposed to go any further. I've got the door going. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys. Jesus Christ, I just got a package, guys. At like 8 at night. How do you... A package from Amazon Prime at 8 at night? What is that? That's mental. That's totally crazy. But it's actually stuff for a fish tank that I bought yesterday, which is pretty cool. Alright, yeah, so sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, on the leak thing, I can't really remember what I was saying. Yeah, no, I think you're just taking hype from the eventual reveal, where it would be much better used. So... yeah, if the content's not ready, the content's not ready. They need to just, you know, hold it out. Let the professionals do their job with the reveals. Don't cheapen everything with little internet points. And that's kind of where I stand with it. Even though, yeah, again, I do appreciate the excitement. The funny thing is, as well, if you Google this guy, basically what happens with Guild Wars 2, by the way, when you're like in one of the internal tests, when you're looking at stuff that they don't want you sharing, what they do is put watermarks on your screen. And the watermarks are of your email address, so it's plastered all over the screen. Your email address again and again and again and again, and one will appear in white, and then the next one will appear in black, and then white, and then black, and then white, and then black, and then white, and then black. And what that means is, no matter what you're looking at, you'll always get the watermarks all over. And so with what happened today. The guy tried to like apply blurring so that you couldn't see his email address, and people just instantly accounted for it, found his email address, and you can like Google it, and like his old Reddit account, if it's the same guy, only has posts like creepy posts on Gone Wild on Reddit and stuff. It's so funny. It's hilarious to me. And I was gonna post about it. In fact, I did post about it on Reddit, but then I deleted it. I was like, come on, don't do that. And then Boots ended up saying it in the end. So that's great. At least it's not my Game of Thrones Season 5 that I bought the other day. Well, yeah. You did very well to avoid spoilers on that, my friend. Very, very, very well. So that's one thing. We're going to play some Guild Wars on... what else should I talk about? Okay, so the next thing as well is... I got something in the mail today, guys, that I'm really excited about. So, a lot of you might not realise, but back at release around 2012, the ArenaNet did license out Brady Games to make a proper strategy guide for Guild Wars 2. So, I've got a hardback, really heavy, beautiful quality... Guild Wars 2 official guide in my hands right now, and it's got all this stuff, right? So I'm gonna read. It's got like a companion thing as well. It says quick reference map, stand included, so you've got like a thing that you can stand up with all the different maps. The perfect screen side reference for navigating Tyria. This freestanding atlas highlights waypoints, trainers, challenges, renowned tasks, trading posts, and many other crucial locations. And then I've got a limited edition hardcover strategy guide. Well, that's what this is. It's limited editions apparently. I bought a new one just the other day though, and it wasn't even very expensive. Detailed maps and world coverage, level walkthroughs for everything up to level 25. I'm really interested in what they say. But then listen to this as well, okay? Extensive bestiary. Know what to expect before any encounter. We describe the best ways to engage the creatures you'll face, including where to find them, their common attacks, useful items they drop, and more. I'm hoping there's a bit of lore about that. And they've got a tiny little blurb here. It says Barracuda. A barracuda is an example. It says Barracuda are a little tougher than the mainstream fish. They'll summon additional enemies to attack. Anyway, so yeah, they got all this cool stuff. And it says they've got exclusive tips, interviews, and stories from ArenaNet. And when so if that's true, okay, exclusive, that means that there are dev quotes and tips and things and stories in this book you can't get anywhere else, apparently. So, nobody, as far as I'm aware, has ever documented, compiled, appreciated anything that's in this guide. It says expert character building guidance. It says essential crafting coverage, fascinating background on the Guild Wars universe, gorgeous artwork and imagery and more. The reason I'm telling you all of this isn't to try and sell you one of these books. It's because I'm slowly like getting stuff like this. I'm getting some Guild Wars canvases and stuff as well. So that when I bring that series where I do the collector's editions, maybe we can keep it going with lots of other things as well. So I think it's going to be really cool. And yeah, so somebody said I've got one for factions. It's extremely outdated and hilarious. Yeah, there's another funny component to it that it's launched, right? So it's all the old traits and all the old maps and all the old art and all the old design and all of this stuff that's just going to be super out of date. And that's going to be half the fun of these things. If I find a really good way to like read it all out to you guys, oh, it's going to be the best. So anyway, that was another cool thing that happened. I got an image of it up on Imgur from Twitter. There you go. Yeah, get Guild Limited Strategy Signature Guides. I think that might be it on Amazon. I did buy it from Amazon, so yeah. I can't believe the door just went there. That was ridiculous. Alright, well. What's the difference between that and data mining? So no more posts from that shaman? What do you mean? Oh my god, what happened? Oh, times lament! Screen raw drill. Thank you very much. Dude, you trigger the duck all the time. I love you, man. Oh my god, that's so cool. Thank you very much. Alright, so, what was the other thing? Okay, so I wanted to talk as well about a bit about Guild Wars 1 on this character before we go to Nightfall. I know you guys are itching. So on my main again, because I want to show you guys alright, there's 2 topics. Number 1 is the team build. So we'll just go back into it. So as you guys know, I'm obsessed with my Mesmer comp. I took it into the Foundry of Failed Creations normal mode before, and I got devastated. So I think you desperately do need the like Soul Twister and stuff. But still, I'm going to show you guys what this comp can do in hard mode here at the Unwakened Waters. So here's the current build setup I've got. I've got Air of Superiority and Waste Not, Want Not for just insane energy management, plus quick refreshed cooldown, stuff like that. I should get a 40-40 set for my main character, but don't have it yet. I've got Tryptophan Signet, which is excellent for taking out a lot of those like melee characters. They'll go a lot slower, they'll clump up more, so they can all get owned more. I've got Wastrel's Worry for bosses, Unnatural Signet for spammable AoE damage with no energy cost, Mind Rack to nuke down especially elementalists and things, Energy Surge, and Cry of Pain. So I've actually got the triple PvE skills on there now. PvE skills are generally overpowered as well. Cry of Pain's great. AoE Interrupt, AoE Hexes for more Unnatural Signet for your friends, AoE damage, really, really, really great skill. Love it. So, and I learned something else about the build as well. One of the problems with having this much energy surge is the enemy very quickly runs out of energy and then starts taking 0 damage. And the trick is you just target differently. What you do is you just like your actual gameplay should be a bit different. You basically mind rack and press space on a certain target, then instantly swap to another target, and the next target still has energy. And then you can energy surge that guy, and that way you can keep all the AoE nukes rolling. It's really, really quite good. So here's everybody's builds. We've got Norgu here, who is... I've got 2 significant Paragon secondaries. Norgu, high command. He's got 10 command. He's running We Shall Return, Never Surrender, and Fall Back. Ignore this slot for a second. The Hexbreaker, please ignore that for a second. Then he's got his 4 skills here. I'll point out these 4 skills, these 4 OP ridiculous skills. These are doing all the damage, crazy interrupts, crazy everything, right? These 4 alone. Now, somebody mentioned in my comments that if I gave them 40-40 sets, which you can craft here in Cantha, they'd be much better. And I did that, and it's insane now, okay? So the 40-40 sets, as you'll see here, he gets from the weapon a 20% chance to half his casting time and a 20% chance to half his recharge. And then from the focus, he gets 20% again and 20% again. So 40-40. Very classic type of set for Guild Wars 1. And everyone has the same 40-40. Everyone. So because they're casting so quick, fast casting and a 40-40 set, these skills are basically all they ever have time to use. Ever. And they never run out of energy because these aren't expensive enough, okay? So what's quite crazy then is you kind of have the rest of the skill bar to load up, but it has to be very specific stuff. So Paragon's awesome because these are instant activation. We Shall Return, instant activation, AoE res. These, instant activation, and they'll have the energy for them. So this is really the only kind of stuff they can do. I tried playing the comp with Chaos Storm, this here, and I had Chaos Storm on everyone, and that was a really exciting idea to me because Chaos Storm on everyone's a freaking crazy thought. Okay, like that, it would be very, very, very fun. But I realized something: the way that the AI works, it's always got something better to do in these first 4 skills, which are nearly always available. It will energy surge because it's an elite and it prioritizes that. It will use Unnatural Signet because it's got a special condition to proc extra effects and it will see the hexes on there, so it will prioritize that. It will prioritize an interrupt if it can, and it will prioritize mistrust if it can. They never cast Chaos Storm because they're so preoccupied casting these. So I thought, well, what would be really cool what if everyone has a stance on them? Because the AI will cast this. So Hexbreaker, low energy. They just maintain it on themselves forever. Very, very comfortable, cheeky little thing. And it helps us all so much. So if we ever go up against anyone who hexes, my entire team has Hexbreaker now. So someone will cast a Hex or like an AoE Hex, and all the Hexbreakers will shatter, and it will just do disgusting damage to my foes. Even more AoE damage. It's ridiculous. It's so cool. Why not AoE? So cool. So everybody's got that. So anyway, Norgu's a big Paragon guy. Gwen isn't, but she's got 8. She's running Stand Your Ground. So I have 2 copies of Fallback, 2 copies of Stand Your Ground so that they're always up. Here's the second copy. 1 copy of Can't Touch This. So this she'll just permanently maintain on the team, which means that touch skills are failing against all of us, which is excellent. And then she's got some Power Spike in there. We have Never Give Up on People. 5 energy pumped out to everyone when we get low. We got Shatter Enchantment to shed enchantments. We have Shatter Hex. And Hex Breakers on everyone. And then finally, Livia is now using Icy Veins, which she's incredibly good with. Scales with Soul Reaping. She's super offensive. This makes body enemies explode while doing all the healing. This is all the healing we need from her. And this is the comp. And to show you what this does, okay, I'm just going to do this one mission. This is hard mode, Unwaking Waters. This is the fight against Kunavang that is supposed to be for 16 players to do. The entire idea of this mission is to go circularly down the Harvest Temple, slowly killing Kunavang as you go on your trip. We're using no consumables. We're on hard mode, okay? And I'm going to show you Kunavang because we've been talking about it a bit in the lore recently. And I'm going to show you what this comp can do in this very squishy version. And I actually did this on a recent video, but I'm not going to be able to post that video. And that's the last topic I want to talk to you guys about before we get into Nightfall. So, yeah, oh my god, if you guys are choosing me for your Amazon Prime as well, that's so cool. Thank you so much. I looked at my stream in the middle of the day today, like after I woke up, and someone had chosen me for Amazon Prime. Oh, thank you so much. It was badass. Yeah, We Shall Return is ridiculous. I agree. Reg, no. I still remember trying to vanquish some desolation areas and having... Oh, yeah, there's enemies. There are undead. Palawa Joko's undead. Use We Shall Return. It is ridiculous. Okay, so we've got like a big epic boss here. In hard mode, as I said. It's supposed to be 16 people. We only have 8. The idea of the whole mission is to charge our way down. So there, I'm going to very quickly swap. I'm going to press space on the Necromancer. And then I'm going to swap to the Monk. And hopefully he won't Ray of Judgment. Again, it's hard mode. Let me just remind you, nobody's even taken any damage yet. At all, really. Oh, there you go. Etheric Tista took a tiny bit. Okay. I need to use Waste Not, Want Not. I guess I'll do it on the Spirit of Recuperation over there. Oh, I didn't mean to use Cry of Pain. Okay, so we kill all of the Afflicted out the gate. And now we've got Kunavang. Kunavang's really deadly. She might kill me because I don't have Hexbreaker. But we're going to go in and we're supposed to have a little bit of an engagement against her here. To fight for a second. There you go. There's a Dark Chain Lightning. It hit me and Norgu. And now we're going to start damaging her. Okay, so I'm going to spam Wastrel's Worry. Because that's like the boss killer. And she is dying insanely quickly right now, guys. This is like... absurd death. And she can't do anything. And there you go. We finished it off. The entire mission is supposed to be like 20 minutes of wandering around a thing. She can't do anything. She can't leave because she has no energy. She can't. All she can do is auto attack. I could have added empathy and done even more damage. And there you go. That's Kunavang dead. She got 1 attack off basically at the start, which Livia promptly healed out, and then that's it. Okay, and then we get another phase here against her. So here she's casting Corrupted Breath. I'm going to try and press space. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to Wastrel's Worry spam her. Now we actually do have all the players. I'm actually getting auto attack, so I'm going to strafe left and right so that she can't hit me. She'd die a lot quicker with Wastrel's Worry if I could cast more Wastrel's Worry. So yeah, there you go. That's hard mode Kunavang, hard mode Unwaking Waters in Guild Wars 1 from Mesmer way. We do so much damage that she's dead now, but the cutscene hasn't triggered. So she starts dying a second time.
You have released.
And there you go. You have released me from its grasp. Okay. So there you go. That was just one thing I wanted to show. I was even thinking of doing another video on Wooden Potatoes 2 talking about the build and how I've started improving it. And more changes I'd like to make to it, but I don't know. I saw a very cool team comp using Assassin who could spam save yourselves and would just force out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of AoE damage constantly. It was a really cool build, but it relies on consumables. There you go, that's the build. That's the team right there. And so yeah, I'll probably keep refining it a little bit in my spare time. So I did do a video. This is the last story I've got for you guys. I did a video for Wooden Potatoes, not Wooden Potatoes 2, Wooden Potatoes. And it was about Toolbox. So you've seen that I'm running Toolbox. I've done loads of streams and things running Toolbox. No one's had any problem with me doing that. Countless players in the Guild Wars community use Toolbox these days, the Guild Wars 1 community. There are an untold number of speed clears and runs and things that go out still to this day in 2016, showing people running the software. And I even ran it on a couple of my videos on the main channel recently, say the Fire Island Centaur. Now, a lot of people asked me when I did that, could I please do a video talking about Toolbox? And so I did. I recorded a video of it. I showed off all of the epic features and crazy cool stuff. And there is some ridiculous stuff, guys. Like the cam unlocker. Like right now, oh, man. I'm going to show you, alright? I'm going to show you. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to show you, alright? Anyway, I did a video. It was basically an advertisement for Toolbox, and it was showing off all the different stuff Toolbox can do and how people take advantage of it and stuff. But I felt a bit weird about it because Arena now have 2 golden rules really when it comes to third-party software and getting banned and stuff. Don't do anything that plays the game without you. Don't do anything that gives you an advantage over other players. And really, Toolbox kind of does give you an advantage over other players. So I had this discussion in the video, but at the end, I wasn't feeling too good about it. So I went to NCSoft. I went to my contacts as a partner, and I said, well, look, can I get some clarification on whether this is actually any good? Can I run this or not? And they came back to me and said no. They said they didn't want me to do the video. So I have a full video now that's ready, and it would have been going live, that I'm not allowed to post. I'm still going to post it probably to Patreon people, because there's like 40 people in the whole world who are a part of that. Just 40 that have that top tier, so those guys, there's not going to do any damage, me showing off a tool that everybody runs anyway, blah, 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 to just 40 guys that probably don't even play Guild Wars 1 anymore. And that'll be a Patreon exclusive. But, so the full features I'm not going to go over, I can't really cover, I'm not going to do it here on this stream. But one of the craziest things you can do, okay, is you can do cam controls, and you can unlock the camera from Guild Wars 1, okay? And you can fly anywhere you want, and you can do all this badass stuff, and it's amazing. It's truly amazing. Like, incredible. And I had all these other cool ideas I wanted to do, because you can kind of play Guild Wars 1 with an unlocked camera. I'm still in control here, so you can sort of play it like an RTS. Look at this. It's like I'm playing real time. You could do a mini game or something where you're flagging your different heroes in different places and do it. Oh my god, it's ridiculous, guys. And I've seen some videos of people using this kind of stuff before. Like from years back, in 2009, I saw a guy doing it here at Saitung Harbour, or specifically the Jaya Bluffs, which I show off in the video and stuff. And I did it all, but they weren't keen. Oh, the other thing you can do as well. Okay, and so you get people, by the way, they're doing like lore videos and stuff based on Guild Wars 1, and they're using this to do like immersive fly-throughs of old places. Like, they won't move this fast, but they'll do like immersive fly-throughs of various maps. There's another thing you can do as well that improves the graphics, which is the cam fog. You can turn the fog off on a map. Look at that. See how much clearer that got? How much further our view distance goes out by turning the fog off? And you can turn it back. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. There you go. I would just say, oh, well, this is weird. There we go. I would just say, if you're interested, maybe have a look at Toolbox yourself. It's not going to be the high-profile view that I eventually wanted to do. I don't see any harm in just talking about it for a second at the start of the stream. But yeah, really, that's more a story of a video that was going to be, but isn't. And so yeah, all right, let's get into Nightfall. I'll show you one last feature of Toolbox as well, which I fully intend to use for every stream going forwards. Every single one. Because it's not malicious. It doesn't really give you an advantage. Come on, people don't even PvP in Guild Wars 2 in Guild Wars 1 anymore. Christ. But here's another really cool thing that blows up. By the way, Toolbox can let you do windowed full screen, all kinds of stuff. Here's the final one. You can manipulate the FOV of Guild Wars 1. It's a slider in Guild Wars 2. It wasn't for a long time. We've all wanted it for God knows how long. Toolbox does it for Guild Wars 1. So the default FOV is this. It's probably somewhere around 70. For 7,000 hours of game time, I have played with this camera, okay? And I've always been limited to this camera, and this is Guild Wars 1 to me. But Toolbox can increase your FOV. Look at that! So now we have 90. Oh my god, it's so good, isn't it? Jesus. Oh, and you get the proper FOV that you always wanted. Oh, man. Look at all the screen space we get here. Guild Wars like you've never experienced it. Wait, there's a cooldown on what? I'm waiting for a mod that disables the billboard LODs. That would be very cool as well. Yeah, like, for people that don't know, the far distant stuff often in Guild Wars 1 maps looks awful these days. How cool is that? You can probably put the FOV in as well. Let's try an FOV of 50. Whoa! It made us upside down. What? Why are we upside down with it? Oh, I feel sick. What happened there? Whoa! What is this? Alright, let's just go back to what we had. My god! Anyway, so yeah, like, it's great, isn't it? It's really good for machinima makers. Why couldn't Toolbox be there 5 years ago? Oh, tell me about it, man. It would have been brilliant, right? Makes the game feel so weird now. It feels so weird, doesn't it? Jesus. Oh, I've got to set the thing up so that our donations and stuff work properly. There we go. So yeah, I'm really incredibly disappointed I couldn't do a video on it. But there's a big difference between doing a stream for 200 to 300 to 400 people who tune into the Guild Wars 1 stuff and, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands watching, so sort of taking it on myself there. Alright, there you go, guys. So we're in Vabbi. Let's keep going with our adventure. If I remember correctly, didn't we do a vote right at the end of the last stream? Can anyone remember what our vote was? And we were going to set a build up, weren't we? Or am I mistaken on that? Let's bump that soul reaping up. Let's drop the tactics and bump the strength up. She doesn't need anything. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't need anything. Look at all these just double attribute builds we're running. It's weird. And we got... Why is he so high on... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. When will you go to the Amnoon Oasis, Kappa? I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you have any plans on remaking your What to Do After Level 80 Guild Wars 2 video since my initial one back in 2012? Actually, I think that's a really good idea for a video to remake. That's the kind of video you make if you want views, right? Like if you want to just... Like, that's what people will search for. You'd have to make it really well. I'd have to, like, implement some cool techniques and things so that it stands out and my core audience doesn't get alienated by it. But it would be a cool thing. Oh, creatures have increased again. They need more food, but for what? Look at that. This FOV is really weird. We can't, like, zoom in on people so well anymore. I'm suddenly not liking it, guys. Alright. Yeah, Kappa were enemies in Cantha. So at the end of the last stream, we went through the Modoc Crevice, trying to listen to Dunquarrow's advice. Didn't quite listen to enough to get the Master. But we went through, we killed the hunger, we've defeated the drought, we've substantially helped out a lot of people back in Corner. But there was one final quest that we wanted to do back there, just before we do the Vabbi stuff, and it was to do with the Centaurs, if you remember. We met Zed. Zed's people have been oppressed for Christ knows how long, and so he says we fight the same war. He says, will you accompany me to our ancestor tree in Churai's procession? Now, this ancestor tree could be hinting at a lot of Sylvari-based ideas, okay? So, he's asking for our aid. We don't quite know what. We're going to give it to him. We're going to go up here. This is Churai's procession. This is an area we've never been to before, ever. It was not... Last time we were at the Ventus Cemetery, remember, we saw the Centaur graves and we went off this way to catch the boat and then leave. But this time, we're going up this. You were going to redo your Paragons builds and then redo one hero for each new city. What Paragon? I don't have a Paragon. Oh, you mean me, not the heroes. Oh yeah, we were going to vote on a new build for me. Right, I remember now. We were going to do a secondary and then a new hero each city. Yeah, sorry I'm forgetting a little. We did have a week off. You have been an outlaw, slay beasts. I think we already read that before, which is good. Let's move this down. So we now got a minion master. We now got a full team. We now don't really have to be scared of anything. What's the premise of this stream series? Basically a Nightfall Let's Play? Yeah, it's kind of just a Nightfall Let's Play for fun, because when we started it, we were really bored and didn't know what we were doing. But also, it's kind of like Twitch plays Nightfall. Also, I think Guild Wars 1 deserves a little bit of love every now and then. So I had a bit of clumsiness on me there. I mean, I couldn't do too much, but it's fine. I think our team's kind of a lot stronger. Somebody gave us some good gear last time. It was nice. We got runes of vigor for everyone. So we're all slowly getting stronger, and we're going to need to get stronger as we keep going, believe you me. There's a corn and chest there. Alright, fine, I'm going to eat the scalefin soup, because we've had some stuff in our inventory for ages that I just need to get rid of. Do we have a chest, a key to open this? No, we don't. Okay, let's move up. I love the look of these little houses and things around. Looks so good. What are you talking about, people? There is no paragon here. Yeah, what? Okay, yeah, I was being a moron. But yeah, like, I think the idea of a video of what would you do after level 80 in Guild Wars 2, there's a lot of value there now, especially after Heart of Thorns. You could call the video, like, what to do after level 80 in Heart of Thorns. What would you include on that? I'd include, like, Tyrian multi-loot, fractal progression. I would still talk about Mystic Forge skins. That was, like, a big feature of before, actually. I was pointing out that the Mystic Forge skins were, like, one of the ways to get prestige. You'd have multiple different types of legendaries to go for now. Backpacks, weapons, armor. Slowly learn how to raid. What I think would be most interesting is sort of coming up with a well accepted good route through the end game. Like, okay, you've just finished the personal story. What the balls do you do now? Well, maybe go to the jungle next and do the Heart of Thorns personal story. Maybe catch up on some Living World. Buy Season 2 if you like. Do the most recent patch. After that, I would probably suggest starting Fractal progression. Then after Fractal progression, start looking into Raiden progression. And then as an aside, I'd say, by the way, you could be PvPing or World versus Worlding this entire time if those appealed to you. I don't know. It's a good video idea. It's just a bit boring, really, to do a video like that. It's something that's a lot of utility to people that are nothing like me, basically. Mers is here. So, you've come to aid the Centaur Prides, eh? Well, don't expect too much in return. The Cornins have destroyed most of what we had, leaving us little more than the hides on our backs. Even now, Cornin troops plan an attack against us. I await word from my scouts. So, if you wish to prove yourself to my people, human, that time may come soon. Okay, alright, so what do we need? How do we help you? We Centaurs are proud and foolish. We were too busy fighting each other to realize we'd been targeted for slavery until it was too late. Our numbers are few now, but our hearts are strong. We gather around the ancestor tree and prepare to strike back at Varesh. We will free our brethren. Okay, and so this is the ancestor tree here. I guess we actually won't get the deeper storylines here. I thought this was the start of a big long quest chain, but I think maybe we don't actually get the deeper quest chain until that's weird. That should totally have led us into the other quest. Right? Mate, I guess it's further on in the story then. That's bizarre to me. But this is an interesting tree in the way that the Centaurs treat it. Considering the Pale Tree and its roots with Ventari. And the fact that, you know, there were always seeds. So where did the seeds come from? I guess we'll just start with the Vabbi stuff then, guys. Huh. I think we're missing something there, but hey. Back to the Welland Terraces. I'd love to see a stream of you guiding Kerry and Matt through Fissure of Woe hard mode. Maybe you can do something like this in the Nightfall stream then. Yeah, but neither of those people are interested in Guild Wars 1 in the slightest. And I wouldn't even be that good at guiding them through it. And I mean, it's hard and it's a lot of time, and I've already done videos on the Fissure of Woe. So I don't know. Hard mode Fissure of Woe, yeah. It's out there. Okay, so we're in Vabbi. Let's read about the Welland Terraces. These terraces were originally created by a monastic order dedicated to the goddess Dwayna. The restorative nature of the natural springs here made the location a regular stop for pilgrims, though the order has since died out. Its buildings and beautiful landscaping remain as a testament to their devotion. So this is kind of cool as well. Like, they've got a real thing in Alona of theirs being all these different orders. The Order of the Sunspears, the Order of Whispers, the Order of, what were they called? The people at the Astralarium? Order of the Sky, yeah? And then we've got an order here at the Welland Terraces as well. You know, I hope that they remember that in Guild Wars 2. So yeah, they've died out, they've gone away, but their stuff still remains. We've got a little quest here from Kwame, who says, "Welcome to Vabbi, traveller. You look as if you've journeyed through rough lands, eh? May Lissa's blessings guide you." So remember, we're coming here to try and get support from the Vabians. What is this place? Welcome to Vabbi. This was once a temple devoted to Dwayna, but like so much in this world, it is crumbling, abandoned by those who have forgotten the old ways. I just want to make a point, because this reminded me of here. Guild Wars 1 was pretty much entirely set outdoors. When it was set indoors, they were like these huge, vast locations or insanely big caves, okay? It was basically entirely an outdoors game, and they were always really scared of doing tight, narrow passageways and stuff, I guess because of body blocking and things which remained mechanics in this game. Guild Wars 2, they got rid of body blocking, and they actually started doing little houses and things that you could properly go inside and explore. And locations like this, the idea that there's some big grand golden temple or something somewhere around, or that you could go into these rooms, this is what the strength of Guild Wars 2 should have to me. Like, we should be able to return to these locations, to actually go into these small places and see the indoor architecture and stuff. That'd be so cool. Anyway, so yeah, he says, oh, is that it? Alright. Well, so rally the princes. That's what we want to do. Remember, there are 3 princes of Vabbi. Merchant princes. That are kind of ridiculed generally by the other 2 provinces, Istan and Corner. The strangest thing happened just a few moments ago. A devout sister of Lissa inquired about visitors she was expecting from afar. I told her I hadn't seen anyone and she left. Then out of nowhere you appear. Her name was Kahani. She said she'd be waiting in the Tendi Canyons. I can only assume she's waiting for you. I will seek this priestess and discover what she wants. So we're pretty much clueless right now, but apparently someone knew we were coming. Priestess of Lissa at that. So there you go, that's the story. We're going to try and rally the princes. We're beyond the fortress of Jahai now, you see? Here? We're beyond it. And just before we leave, yeah, guys, at the end of the last stream, I said, let's have a vote on changing up our build. So, that's what I think we're going to do. How should we do this? Our original vote, by the way back at the start, was to be Dervish secondary, and we've made... Oh, I can't swap. I can't swap anyway right now. Can I swap from the Sunspear Sanctuary? Hold on, guys. We might not do the vote. I don't actually remember how this mechanic works anymore. Is it out here? We've got the profession swapper that we can actually use. We'll have a look in a second. Okay, smuggler. No, not you. Skill trainer. Not you. Profession changer. Here we go. Alright, so we can do it. We can do it. Alright, so we're currently a paragon. So here's the idea, guys. You're going to be able to vote on a new secondary for me. And then once you voted on the new secondary for me, I'm going to pick one of those attribute lines to use. And I'm going to start incorporating that stuff into my build. And if it's a martial class you pick, like Ranger, Warrior, Assassin, Dervish, any of those, I'll use that class's weapon as well. I promise you, I will use that class's weapon at the same time. So we're just going to change it up a little bit. We're going to stop chucking spears for a little while. Okay, we're just going to change our build. But we'll probably still stay with command or whatever. So we're going to go dual attributes. So you guys can choose what it is we're going to be. All right, I'm going to set up a straw poll for it. You've got Mesmer, Necromancer, Elementalist, Monk, Warrior, Ranger, Assassin, or Ritualist. I'll let you pick even the factions ones. So, let's see here. Straw poll. And we'll make a new build out of it, okay? So, what do you want, guys? Do we stick with Paragon? That will be the first option, just to stay, and we'll just pick up a new attribute line in Paragon, right? So that you can vote for that. You can see more Paragon stuff. Do we go Mesmer? I've already shown you on this stream how OP Mesmers can be if you take the right things, but they're casters, and I don't have much energy regeneration. It would probably be an awful fit unless we find something really clever to do. Do we pick Necromancer, when we've already kind of got a Necromancer, but again it's a caster, but it's up to you. Do we pick Elementalist? Elementalist could be quite cool because that we can take like conjures, which will attune our weapons to whatever element that is, and we'll be able to do some interesting little synergies there, I think. Do we pick Monk and maybe try more smiting or something? I don't know what we could do with Monk. Do we pick Warrior? Which is pretty thematically close to a Paragon and has a lot of similar cool things. And Warrior would allow us to start spamming save yourselves, which is a pretty cool idea. As long as we can actually get the skill. I don't know how easily we can do that these days. Do we pick Ranger and start using a bow? If we pick Warrior as well, we could start using an axe, a sword, or whatever. Do we pick Assassin? Which would allow us to, I don't know, we could pick up like deadly arts or something, maybe do something weird there. This is just for funsies. Or finally, do we pick Ritualist? And again, I don't really know what we do there. Start casting Splinter Weapon or something. I've got no idea. But there you go, guys. Change up my build. You can vote for it. This is what we will do in Vabbi. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to decide on that, and we'll wait for the results to come in. I'll just answer some questions in chat in the meantime, or just comments that people have left. Any profession that hits fast could also work a bit to raise adrenaline quicker. Yeah, don't forget we've got that idea of attacking really quickly in melee with like an axe or something, and using like conjure. No, you couldn't use conjure flame at the same time, but you could use burning finale and then set them all on fire for massive AOE damage in melee. I kind of want to try that. This was the tip that the guy gave us before, while spamming go for the eyes and then using like they're on fire and stuff. That's a very cool idea. High pressure, lots of damage. We could see how we do. Toolbox is so cool because we can see how much damage we do with that. So, like, I really like the idea of one of the melee ones. In fact, that's probably going to be my vote. I'm probably going to vote on, like, Warrior, I think. I think Warrior is my vote. Oh, and Warrior's currently winning. Coming very close to Elementalist. Assassin beneath. We'll let people vote. I'm not going to get hung up on that. We wouldn't be able to use Save Yourselves because it's a faction skill, so Warrior's fairly useless. Well, we might be able to get it, though. Can't you get it just from Kaineng? Or from the Battle Isles? Can't you just get it from the Can't you go Battle Isles and then skip to, like, the Jade Quarry or something and pick it up? From a factions reward character? I think there's a way to skip to it. What do you think of the theory that Countess Anise is actually Livia? I ask because it looks like we might be getting Shining Blade next patch. What makes you say that second sentence? As for the Countess Anise being Livia, I think it's one of the strongest theories, and it's a good theory. And that you don't, if you're ArenaNet, you don't add lines in like that Heart of Thorns line where they said, don't ever ask me about my age again, love. Right, they don't do that unless there's something more to it. I think Anise is either E, Livia, or Gleam. Yeah, some super old mesmeric character. To get factions rewards, you'd need to get faction and then buy it. That's fine. I've got 14k Luxon. And Luxon's the one I'm better at in this game. I've already got that. It can be done with a different character than bought in the guild hall? Can I buy it in a guild hall? So yeah, I think we can spam Save Yourselves. That would be a huge... So Save Yourselves in Guild Wars 1, guys, is plus 100 armor to everyone, which turns into... And because there's a shout, it's not strippable by any enemies. It's like Defensive Anthem. Remember that talk we did about that? It's 100 armor for everyone except you. But I'm heavy armor anyway, so it's good. But I think plus 100 armor is equivalent to like 85% damage reduction for everyone. And if you attack fast enough, it's permanent. The Shining Blade Facebook update, similar... Oh yes, the Shining Blade did have a Facebook update. You're right. You're right. Yeah, it could be very good then. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's 80% damage reduction. Alright, we'll finish this. Just a couple more seconds to vote, guys. Just a couple more seconds. Here we go. Here we go. 30 seconds, guys. Boom. Okay, so the winner is, to refresh, Warrior. Oh my god, only just won by 1 vote over Elementalist. Warrior is the winner with 21% of the total vote, guys. All right, we'll pick Warrior. Okay, Warrior seems pretty smart. Okay, so let me just figure this out quite quickly so we can get back onto the story here. I guess if we're going Warrior, there you go. We're a Paragon / Warrior. So do we want a new melee weapon, or do we want to go save yourselves? Let me go to my old guild hall and let me see here. Is that going to take me out of my party as well? That would be kind of annoying. I said just quickly doing the logarithmic math in my head. I know plus 80 armor is a 75% reduction. It could be 85, Shrug. Yeah, I don't know. I bow to you. If I'm not, I really don't remember too well. I actually think it's somewhere in the middle. It's like 83% or some crap. So wow, since when were we the Isle of Solitude? So you can go to the here you go, Alliance Battle faction rewards, and then they sell skills, Luxon skills. And then you can buy this here, save yourselves. Voila. And then there's also another skill we may as well get while we're at it, which is Spear of Fury. It's a spear attack. This attack does loads more damage. If it hits someone suffering a condition, you also get a ton of adrenaline. We may as well just get that while we're at it. Alright, so there you go. We got those skills. Let's quickly leave the guild hall now again. Go back to where we were before. Do I get less money if someone subs with Prime? No, apparently it's the same amount. I mean, it's not much, but it apparently is the same amount. Okay, so we're going to put save yourselves on our bar now. I guess we'll do that instead of... I mean, we're going to want aggressive... Signet Synergy, maybe? I don't think they need me to be casting that anymore. I do like Signet Synergy, though. So what else should we do? Should we have an attack speed? Well, we've already got an attack speed buff. So what warrior skills can we buy, do you think? The skill trainer was just outside where we were a second ago. Maybe I should have done that first. And should we change our weapon? The problem with changing our weapon right now is that I don't actually have another weapon. I don't have an axe or something to use. So maybe we'll go with the blazing finale thing next time we have a vote, and we'll just put save yourselves on for now and do some of that stuff. Or maybe we'll keep our spear. I kind of like that idea. But first, let's have a look. Because I might like, you know, like 4 Great Justice or something. 4 Great Justice is cool. So there's Watch Yourself, which is more armor as well, but I don't think that stacks with Save Yourselves. There's 4 Great Justice, which is a nice little adrenaline bump. Burst of Aggression, Endure Pain. I don't know about any of this. That's a melee attack, swords attacks. They don't even sell that much. There aren't actually many warrior skills here. If it's all about hits rather than necessarily attack speed, you can combine Whirlwind Strike, the Nightfall Warrior PvE skill, and Whirling Axe. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think Tactics is probably our only bet. We gain loads of armor from stuff in earshot. It's literally like watch yourselves and shields up. Yeah, strength stuff's going to be useless because we can't scale with it properly. You and all party members gain plus 60 against projectiles. I don't know though, because we'll have that. We'll have save yourselves. What else is it Paragons use to keep their adrenaline really high in a save yourselves build? I can't remember. What is it that they do? Oh, I remember now. It's an elite. It's like you got to run like Soldier's Fury and stuff, and you get tons from that. You gain 1 adrenaline for each party member within earshot on 10 energy cost. Ugh. Some of these skills. Natural Temper. For 8 seconds, you gain 33% more adrenaline while not under the effects of an enchantment. I think we'll go for that as well. Okay, because we just need lots of adrenaline. That's kind of the idea right now. Yeah, we need like we need an elite skill, which comes much later, I think. Okay. But yeah, the point isn't just to use OP stuff. We'll try and keep a bit of our motivation flavor in there. I'll get rid of Go for the Eyes now. Oh, but that's a good energy. Ah, this is going to be annoying now. Spear of Fury would be good for adrenaline, but it costs energy. Alright, let's try it this way. We're no longer going to use Barbed Spear. We're going to keep our... We're going to use natural temper instead of... No, I want the 2 choruses. I want... No, guys, we've moved away from motivation, I think, here. I think... We can put some tactics on, but I doubt I'm going to use those skills right now. So we got that. That's going to pump up Save Yourselves. Natural Temper will pump up Save Yourselves. Full Great Justice will pump up Save Yourselves. Area of Restoration we don't need anymore. So then we can have one final skill, which is Barbed Spear. So Barbed Spear condies them. Spear of Fury gives us Adrenaline. Let's try that. I'm so out of the loop with friggin' Paragon build making. I think that's okay. The only thing I regret is that we don't actually have any of the tactics shouts from Warrior that I just put on the bar, but we'll see. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. Let's go off on our adventure. Let's see. So we're not going to be doing much damage, but everyone's going to be super tanky now, so we can sort of go even glassier, I think, with some of our allies. Okay. So we're going to move out into the Tendi Canyons. Tendi Canyons are one of these places where Guild Wars 1 had like this epic scale to it. Like, look at how huge these buildings are. I'm supposed to be hunting scree harpies, but they're really dangerous. You look strong and tougher than me. Maybe you could help out? I'd gladly share this princely bounty if you take on a few of those monsters. Sound good? I love this system. I'm getting the Sun Spear promotion points as you run around. Alright, here we go. So, aggressive refrain. Let's see how this works, shall we? Let's see if we can spam the... Oh, I don't have Go for the Eyes on. Oh, that's not good. Oh, man. I'm not going to be good at this. I'm not going to be good at this build. Oh, crap. Okay, well, we'll just try. Maintaining aggressive refrain might be, like, really difficult for me, guys. We'll see. Because I don't get the benefit of Save Yourselves. I get the energy from it, but I don't get... Oh yeah, we already have Koss running Watch Yourselves as well, right? So Natural Temper isn't a shout. No. Hey, that's not bad. We're doing alright, I think. Not even using Full Great Justice right now. Yeah, I don't have Go for the Eyes on. Go for the Eyes would be like my main thing to keep shouts on myself. There I had to pop There's Nothing to Fear, even out of a fight, just so that I can keep my aggressive refrain up. You really want to look at the top left a lot on this stream to see how I'm maintaining stuff. That's like the main thing. Full Great Justice is also a shout. Okay, so anyway, here's Kahani. And she says, may Lyssa's blessings of beauty and grace you until you're at the end of your days. So she's very typical for a Vabbian for one reason, and that's that the Vabbians love Lyssa. In fact, Lyssa was said to have blessed this land. Rally the princes. Talcora! It's been years since we went to school together. I see you've fallen in with quite the group of heroes. A mysterious man approached me the other day while I was tending the old temple. He's a member of an old and powerful order. He told me to pray here and wait for your coming. Through my meditations, Lyssa showed me the perils you have faced, and I have learned of the evils of War Marshal Varesh. The mysterious man told me he'd wait for you in the Chantry of Secrets. We will meet again in the Tendi Valley. I have foreseen it. Alright. Okay, so let's go to the Chantry of Secrets. Who was this mysterious man, I wonder, guys? The Chantry of Secrets. That sounds oddly familiar. But remember, to a Guild Wars 1 player, it wouldn't sound familiar at all. Sorry, Potatoes had a swarm of Radscorps. Now that we're running Save Yourselves, it's going to be quite crazy. You guys aren't going to see much damage coming in on us at all anymore. You're going to lose a lot of perspective for how the difficulty slowly ramps up in Nightfall. Oh. Right, insect hunting. That's what I was supposed to do this afternoon. Hey, you look pretty tough. Why don't you do me a favour and go kill a few insects? I'll handle the rest after my nap. I promise. You can even have my bounty. Hand me that bounty. You aren't using it. You sleepy, lazy bastard. Okay, so we have just enough energy to pop a aggressive refrain plus a Full Great Justice at the start of a fight. Which is good, because what that means is we get to start the fight with a ton of adrenaline. And the Full Great Justice itself covers our first application of aggressive refrain. So I actually quite like that. And we then start to spam our energy up with the the natural temper and combo and the saving yourselves. Alright, here funnily enough we are taking a lot of damage because of condies and hexes and things. Which save yourselves will not defend us from. So you just got to make sure that your backline has enough sort of defenses against that stuff. There we go. Natural temper's a nice skill, I like it. Thing is, I'm just spamming skills. My skill bar's considerably more complicated now in terms of what I'm supposed to be using and when. Here, actually, I kind of want to try something. You guys might hate what I'm about to do, like genuinely hate. But I think the UI is really important. What I'm going to do is take the active effects monitor. And I'm going to make it bigger. And right above my skills. So these are my active effects down here now. And so I can more comfortably see now what's important. I basically only have to look at this tiny bit of the screen instead of anything else while I'm playing the game. So I'm going to lose aggressive refrain here, as you can see, because I don't have anything to sort of toggle it off. There you go, it's gone. That's okay, maybe I can get away with that for now. Hey, I like this build. So there I did save yourselves, Spear of Fury, save yourselves. So you can sort of recharge it almost instantly. So there we go, lots of little beetles dead. Are those the first beetles in the game? I think they are, aren't they? Yeah, so in Vabbi you start interacting with these little beetles that you could ride in a Canthan festival. What's the bar close to my party thing? This is a DPS meter for my party. So you'll see that Dunkoro is actually doing more damage than anyone else right now, which is crazy. But hey. Let some of those minions get in. So there we put a Condi on, then the Spear of Fury, but he blocked the Spear of Fury, which is really quite unfortunate. I want to get rid of aggressive refrain, it's annoying. I should run like a different increased attack speed thing. What's that warrior one that makes you move slower and it costs adrenaline to cast? Yeah, it scales with strength though, doesn't it? What is it? It's called it's not flail, is it? What is that one? So here, check it out. Now we've not just got Cornons, but standing among the Cornons is a single Marganite. Not a special Marganite with superpowers or anything. He's just a regular Marganite, but he's strong for where we are in the game right now. Oh, hi, Sunspear. I'm glad to see you this far north of Istan. Sorry, I closed it so that we could fight him. So you see how they're slowly ramping in? Remember the cutscene we saw that they were going to be around here? And well, here they are. Our Smiters now have a way easier time of things. Like a way easier time. I'm surprised we voted for 2 Smiters, guys, and not a single Ray of Judgment. Did I say that each outpost we'd vote on a new twist for a build or for one of our characters? Is that what I said? Flurry is less damage. There's one that makes you stand still, though. Costs adrenaline to activate. Yeah, but it scales with strength. Do we have enough adrenaline to use that, though? That might be quite good. The cool thing is our elite applies deep wound as well, which is another thing that can proc our Spear of Fury. Giving us even more adrenaline. It's like we have no adrenaline right now, but boom, 1 Spear of Fury. Okay, we actually had quite a lot of adrenaline right now. But here, so with all these down, oof, it just about ran out. I should put more shouts on costs. With more shouts on costs, we can keep the game rolling. Or we should have like, I don't know, somebody go secondary Paragon. Since I'm such a big fan of that with the Mesmers lately. And have them spam out some more stuff, like can't touch this. Those kinds of things. Fullback. Flurry might work. It's 5 energy by 5 seconds for 25% less damage. Sounds kind of lame. I mean, it's good for the save yourself spam though, don't get me wrong. Alright, before we do that, before we start doing it on my bar, I'm going to try and do a comp on our next thing. I'm going to try and make more of our guys Paragon secondary. And that could help. have him fall back, proccing all the time. This guy here, Hadjok Earth Guardian, he's actually quite a tough boss. And I remember trying to get his green at one point. So you've got tons of little beetles everywhere. So there's one thing I want to show you guys before we move on, okay? The game wants us to go to the right now. But what's really fantastic about this map, for those who've been super paying attention to the story, is this here, this archway, that is Cornan architecture. And why is there Cornan architecture here? Oh, and here, look, we've got 2 Marganites. One of them is a Marganite boss. Let's see how we do. Should we focus on that boss? Oh my god, look at Susuke nuking them all down. Look at Cosimo holding them in there. Oh my god, Susuke, look at Susuke's damage tick up on the friggin' thing. Wow. Oh my god, they blew him up. That is pretty cool. Yeah, after I fully refined Mesmer way, I kind of want to see what I can do with other pure profession comps. Like how far can you get with just pure Ellies? I mean, it's not as exciting though because they're not armor ignoring, but it would certainly look flashier. Energy Surge almost has no animation to speak of. But yeah. Sasuke, yeah. That was insane. Alright, and look, this is the Fortress of Jahai. This is the other side, guys. See? And there's no reason you have to come here and experience this. But that's the other side. Maybe there's a boss over there that you could get a skill from or something. I don't know, though. Watch yourselves is always a safe bet to have an extra shout on an AI warrior. Yeah, I mean, we've got it on COS. I would just be concerned about some of these other guys actually getting the adrenaline in the fights to use it. So there's aggressive refrain. For great justice. Friggin'. And there we get our save yourselves rolling out. Nice bit of deep wounds. Oof, oof, oof. Guys, don't take so much damage, alright? I suppose we've got a Mesmer boss here who bypasses armor. So it doesn't matter that we have save yourselves, which is why we were seeing some bigger damage there, maybe. And so he died, which meant that our For Great Justice recharged, which means we can actually maintain it, even though it's not a skill that you should be able to. So For Great Justice is 20 seconds, but a 45-second cooldown. So that's the problem with it. By the way, guys, I'm reminding myself of someone right now, the way that this stream's gone, who I think is really cool, actually. If you are interested in Guild Wars 1 videos, like consistent Guild Wars 1 videos, there is a pretty good Guild Wars 1 YouTuber these days that it would be my pleasure to plug. And you guys should definitely go subscribe to. Honestly, if you like my videos, if you've been watching me since the old days, if you have any love for Guild Wars 1, if you're any of these things which have led you to this stream, either the VOD or live, there's a guy doing 2016 Guild Wars 1 videos. He's called Event Horizon. I just put a link in chat to his channel. And what he does is he does these like really casual little... you know how like on the Hearthstone scene, you get people who do videos like reviewing individual cards, and they'll talk about all the cases for those cards, what the card synergizes with, how good it is, why it's good, why it's bad, all that kind of stuff. He does that, but for Guild Wars 1 skills. And all skills under the sun, whatever's interesting, and he'll try and make some kind of a build out of it. And they're just really fun, relaxed. It's kind of that grassroots, true, actual enthused person side of YouTube that I love. And I watch a lot of YouTubers like that guy that don't have very big audiences, that are only just sort of bubbling around, but they're doing what they really care about, right? Instead of just bandwagoning on big releases. And usually as Wood and Potatoes, I can't like plug them because it's never related to anything. But this guy's doing Guild Wars 1 stuff, man. Like seriously, 2016, somebody's in the Guild Wars 1 YouTubing space. He's consistent enough that I'm happy to link you guys to him. He deserves some more of an audience, so yeah. Seriously, I'd recommend it. It's a cool little channel. It's the kind of thing I mentioned on yesterday's stream that I used to watch videos before going to bed. His channel is exactly the kind of channel that I would do that kind of thing with. Yeah, he posts a lot on the Guild Wars 1 subreddit, that's true. Oh my god, wow, Cherokee, thank you, dude. Good to be back. I missed a lot of the streams and happy... Oh, sorry, dude. Happy I was able to tune in. That's awesome, man. You see, I was a little bit worried that you were a bit upset on yesterday's stream when you were talking about the Bat-tato and stuff. It's really cool to see. Thank you so much for that donation. That will go towards a pizza at some point, I'm sure. Although I kind of swore off pizza recently. Now that I'm in like such a small little apartment, I don't even have to go up and down stairs any day. I've really got to start watching my eating, otherwise I'm going to start gaining loads of weight. So I decided no pizza or anything till Christmas, and we'll see how good that we do with that. We can shed some pounds. His last video was over a month ago. Really, was it? Yeah, the guy does get a bit of hate, right? And I think what you'll find with that is it's because a lot of people who are still in the Guild Wars 1 space, and especially like posting on Reddit and stuff, I don't know, they're like too deep in it now, right? Like they're like it's all about just the speed clear stuff. Don't you dare talk about your interpretation of what these skills are supposed to be. But I like it. It's relaxed. It's it's oh my god, what's the word? It doesn't care about the other stuff, all right? And it's just fun. It's nostalgic to look at some of those old skills. That's all there is to it. Are you hyped for the new Madoka Magic movie? Or do you not really like bout shows? I don't even know what that is, dude. What is that? Madoka Magica movie. I'm out of touch. What is that? Tell me. Well, that doesn't matter. Alright, guys, so check it out. This, all you Guild Wars 2 fans should love this. This right here, this is the original Chantry of Secrets, guys. Out here in this old ruined... Look at this. Look at the Guild Wars 1 environment design. Brilliant. There's no base on that texture, and it's right there for everyone to see. This is the Chantry of Secrets. Outside in Vabbi. And what do we have? Okay, so, Chantry of Secrets. The Order of Whispers tends the home of the statues of the 5 true gods, while also using the Chantry as their base of operations. A secretive order, they welcome visitors, but do not share much in the way of information. This is one of those rare places in Guild Wars 1 where you could enter the Fissure of Woe, the underworld, communicate with the gods. So someone here kneeled to this champion of Balthazar. Oh, did we just lose favour? And the statue just turned off. Did that really just happen? Right before my eyes. No, we still have favour. Why isn't the statue lit? Anyway, as you'll see here, he says, Balthazar is the champion of many causes. Do you dedicate this offering to one in particular? And we can say yes to Balthazar. It used to cost a platinum to do this. That was free now, though. And what you can do is enter his realm. This is what we were hoping would be a raid, guys. This is the story of the Shadow Army versus... Menzies versus Balthazar. This is where you would go to craft Fissure of Woe armor. This is normal mode. This is elite end game content from the first start of the game. I'm spamming save yourselves as much as I can. And we're actually killing these mobs. I can't believe it. Our group's actually killing mobs in the Fissure of Woe, guys. I was expecting to come here and then instantly wipe and then just be like, alright, there you go, you've seen it, let's leave. But we're actually killing stuff. I can't believe it. What is this? We're actually killing stuff. We actually wiped a group of Shadow Warriors. This is mental. How did we... What? How is this a thing? Why am I alive right now? Good job, team. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're not actually going to do anything here. So I'm going to type /resign. One wipe here. There are no shrines or anything, so you get kicked out. They're very punishing. Take several hours to complete it. No, they did not stealth nerf that or make it easier. I mean, that was normal mode. In hard mode, all those enemies would have had elites and things. I haven't demonstrated on these streams the wild change for hard mode to normal mode. So I'll show you what hard mode looks like, shall I? Hard mode is what you do this on. I'll show you the difference. They're all going to move faster, cool down faster, attack faster. Enemies that never had elite skills before will now have elite skills. Let's see how we survive this time, shall we? So Maloney almost died there, but I got the save yourselves out in the end. And then again. And then there's a nothing to fear. There's another save yourselves. Oh my god, oh what? Why? No, we're not. Yeah, we are in hard mode now. What is going on? How? This is crazy. It doesn't matter that they attack faster because friggin' Zed is putting unsteady ground on and knocking them down. Jesus Christ. Our comp is OP suddenly. I'm getting cleaved by 100 blades on. Do you see how I right now have aggro? That means I'm doing save yourselves well. Because it means that all the AIs retarget to me because they view me as the squishiest. Because I am the squishiest. Because I have 100 less armor than everyone else. So you see how they're all crowding around me now. They get new AI routines as well. Which makes them... you can see how much tankier they are at least here, right? They get new AI routines, which means they flee from AoEs and things a lot more. I'm really impressed with this. This is insane. Look at that. We cleared them up. But, okay, look at the DPS meter. This is why this is so cool. Nobody should tell you that the toolbox shouldn't be ran. This is badass. Look at this. I did barely any damage. Koss did barely any damage. Maloney did the least damage out of everyone. Acolyte Susuke chipping in with over 25% of the entire party's work when there are 8 of us. Zed clocking in after that. Oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. That's a lot of fun. Jesus. Guys, this isn't going to be a faux stream. We're not doing it. Oh, that's true. Shadow Army's really not a hard part of the Fissure of Woe either. That's very true. Very, very, very good point there. Alright, so let's just do a couple of little things here. I'm going to take some of our characters that aren't doing anything interesting. I mean, a Resurrection Signet and Resurrection Chant. That's foolish. Let's swap Paragon to Maloney. Let's bump her command up. Let's drop her Mysticism by 2. And put command to 8, okay? Actually, let's do that again. No. That is the mix. Okay, her command to 8. Now, with 8 command, what I'm going to have her start doing is falling back. And I'm going to have her use... can't touch this. So these are both shouts that she should just very comfortably rotate, which will help me to keep my aggressive refrain up, okay? Similarly, I mean, I love the builds that we built for these guys. So that's cool. Dunkoro, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get rid of Strength of Honor. Actually, what about Koss? Koss is the best option for this. Koss, we're going to get rid of... Look at Koss's build. Koss's build is ugly, man. Koss's build is really ugly. What were we thinking when we made this? He doesn't need those anymore. That's fine. He's hammer, right? So why don't we put more hammer skills on him? Why have we given him like such a little... He should have an increased attack speed. Overbearing smash. If this attack hits... Oh, daze a foe? Hell yeah. He's got the energy for that. And then let's go Paragon on him as well. And then let's drop his... Oh no, tact. He's already spread across 3. Let's put his... That's good. I like that split. Where's his... Okay, tactics. Fear me. All nearby foes lose energy for 10 seconds. You get better crits. What else? Well, hold on. Let's do this. Sort by type and get a shout. So here's his shouts that he can use. Let's swap him off of Paragon for just for a second so that we've got it nice and clear. You will die. If the target's low, you get adrenaline to the limit. Each foe, you get lots of adrenaline. And your maximum health's up. You and all allies gain armor, but that's kind of overlapping, so that's not a big deal. I will survive. None shall pass. All nearby foes that are moving are knocked down. This skill recharges faster for each foe that it hits. I wonder how good he'll be with that. That seems fun. Retreat. If there are any dead allies, your party moves faster. On your knees, lose all adrenaline. Any adjacent foes are knocked down and your stances... Oh, what? All of your stances are recharged. That's all weird. What's that supposed to be comboing with? I don't actually know. We could give him shields up. But that's going to be quite a lot of energy. Let's give him another hammer attack. I think that's fine. He's got 3 tactic skills. Oh no, he's only got 2 tactic skills. It's fine though. It's fine though. Let's go back up to hammer. And then let's give him like, if Auspicious Blow hits. What do you think we're going to go to next on the Living World? I think Thunderhead Keep, probably. Fierce Blow, if you do lots of damage. Devastating hammer. Crude swing. I want a good balance of adrenaline-based and energy-based. Yeti smash. Lose all adrenaline. Oh, he's probably going to be terrible at that. Staggering blow. If it hits, the target is weakened. Heavy blow. Lose all adrenaline. Hammer bash. Lose all adrenaline. Shit, man. Stop it, ArenaNet. If this hits, you just do a shit ton of damage. That's what I'm talking about. Mighty blow. Big adrenaline strike. Nice. There you go. He's a bit better now. So we won't Paragon it up on him. We will, though, on Dunkoro, okay? So we'll go Paragon. We'll drop his Defined Favor down a bit. We'll bump up the command a bit. We'll put some cheeky little Falling Back on there. And we'll also put on... where is it? Here you go. Never give up. Never surrender. When we get low, he pops that and everyone gets health regeneration. And it's another shout that also helps us again. And Master of Whispers... Master of Whispers will leave. I like his build. We only just set his build up as well. So here you go. All of that stuff, all that shouts, all that stuff that should start bouncing around and helping a lot of us out now more. Which is very good. In fact, I kind of want to put some finales on us now because we've got so many shouts running around. Having a bunch of finales on our group would probably work really well. Okay, so here we go. The quest has led us to this person here, the Seeker of Whispers, who says, "What are you doing here? This is a place for those willing to die for the cause. How is it possible that you have reached this place without once doing anything that would mark you as a Lightbringer?" What is a Lightbringer? We are all Lightbringers, if we choose to be. A Lightbringer is someone who serves as a beacon to others, illuminating the way of righteousness in these dark times. Demons walk these lands. It is the duty of the willing to drive them back to the cold crypts from whence they came. I'd like to hear about something else. Okay, rally the princes. Welcome to the Chantry of Secrets, Wooden Spear Tato. So, you seek to rally the princes against the darkness creeping into this land. Indeed, your goals are that of our order are aligned. Unfortunately, the princes protect themselves with ignorance and opulence. And you are just in time for the Festival of Liss. Kahani will help you obtain an invitation. Attend the festival and convince the princes that Varesh has motives other than just your capture and their protection. When the time comes, we will aid in your fight against much darker abominations. So these guys are going to be our allies. They're going to be our bros, friends to the Sunspringers. Sunspringers, whoa. Whoa. Did I really just say that? Sunspringers. That's a weird combination of Lightbringers and Sunspears. Jesus Christ. I wish I could say I was exhaustedly tired, but I'm not. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. So, this is a Lightbringer Scrivener. So, now you come to the fourth wooden potato. The fourth administers the distribution of resources of agents in the field. Be careful to carefully document your missions against those who would destroy the light. Bring that written evidence to the source. As your deeds become known, your reputation will glow within our order. If you increase your reputation... Alright. If you increase your reputation enough, even you can get hero skill points, which can be spent to teach your heroes new skills and any of the hero skill trainers across the loner and beyond. So, hero skill points was like a mechanic the devs put in for people who didn't PvP and to alleviate the insane costs of buying billions of skills for all your heroes. But it's kind of a weird system. I would like to do that. What is it I need to do? Assist every agent you encounter. We're all battling on the side of the light and should work together in that respect. Only then will we prevail. There are agents, blah, blah, blah. So basically what's happening, guys, now is we can get a book, which means every time we finish a mission, we can fill in the pages of the details of what happened in our quest. So it's going to be called Nightfalls, and we're doing it in normal mode. So we're doing that. And as you'll see, it's over here. This is a book you can actually find in one of the book carts in Divinity's Reach as well. I think this book probably started earlier than this. I doubt the first mission is the Festival of Liss. It's probably a bit earlier. So we probably won't fill that whole book in. But it's a reward mechanism. When you max that out, you can give it to the Lightbringers and they'll give you tons of reputation points with them. So this is kind of like we've just joined a new guild now. Kind of. This is, you know, it's like we get to progress through the Lightbringers now. The very end of the game is here as well, by the way. You see this Garden of Whispers and this big door? Well, behind that door is a really special something. But he says it's not ready for public access, so we're not allowed to go in. Now, at the end of the game, you will be allowed to go in there, and you will be allowed to see what is there. And you know how we can kneel to all these statues to be taken to a special location? Well, there's one final special location behind that gate. I love that mechanic. It's so exciting to see it and work towards it and eventually get behind there. And knowing what it is and stuff, oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, man. Guild Wars 2, you need to start doing stuff like that. So, yeah. There you go. That's the adventure. I'm going to turn off hard mode now. And we're going to go forward. I just reminded myself kind of weirdly of, you know, Guild Wars 2, what it has done, what it hasn't done. You know, for today's video, I did a Q&A that's going out on Wednesday. And the footage, I did some Season 2 gameplay, and I noticed there's so many cool little details in Dry Top. Like the sand that falls down in certain areas. If you walk into it, it will blind you. And you had like the quicksand thing that does lots of damage to you and makes you move slower and you want to get through quickly. And you have like... Oh, there was something else. There's lots of little details that it feels like they haven't actually accomplished in Season 3. I don't know, man. Dry Top was such a good map when they added it. It's got so many cool little details like that. I want to see the devs really look back at Dry Top and start seeing some of those cool little inspired things they were doing back there. I was in Vabbi when Varish banished the Sun Spears from Corner and closed the borders. Since then, I've watched our military forces move north into this land. They must be stopped. I've spotted Corner troops in this area. Go after them while I keep my eyes open for more. So this will give us Sunspit points, but if we start finding Whispers agents out now, the Whispers will give us stuff. The Jerry Sunspringer show. Oh, God. WP, someone on Reddit said something about going to the Blood Citadel to find more about Ritlock in the next Living World episode. What do you think about it? I think it's an amazing idea, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to the Thunderhead region next, probably. So here you already saw I had fallback on me from one of my heroes, just there. There's another fallback, which ends when we do our first attack, but it's fine. There's Koss already knocking people down. So, I mean, we have a lot of offensive sort of protection. We got Save Yourselves, we got lots of shouts that help people, and very importantly as well, we have, so I mean look at my active effects rolling in here, look at that. We also have like lots of knockdowns and blinding and minions eventually that start to sort us out. There you saw Can't Touch This expired on me and then was instantly reapplied. That means our heroes aren't having any problems with their energy management right now. And the Marganite Sorcerer goes down. Pretty cool. I like this, guys. I really like this. It's a shame this sort of entry to Buildcraft in Guild Wars 1 isn't the most comfortable thing in the world. So there they hit us with a meteor before I got Save Yourselves out. And you saw we actually took a pretty big chunk of damage. And I never had There's Nothing to Fear ready either. The only thing I don't like about this comp is it really isn't doing that much damage anymore, which is funny considering we went so YOLO with all the damage on so many builds. Like, everyone's like a hybrid. Or maybe I've just lost all perspective for how fast fights should go because of the stupid Mesmer way build that I've got on my other character. That would be done with this in like half a second. There we go. Don't block me. Good. Will this do all allies or just party members? So it's all party members. So the other thing that's going to happen here is... look at all the shouts and things. The other thing that's going to happen is we're going to have... we're all going to have 100 armor, but the minions aren't going to get that, and they're pretty low armor too. So the minions are really going to get focused a lot when they finally enter the battle. The Order of Whispers is so far back right now, though, that he hasn't had a single minion go in. It's because he's exploiting corpses and not actually fighting. There you go. Finally, the army of minions comes in. Oh, it's cool, guys. WP legendary armor without being able to change the runes, yay or nay? I say yay. I am not a fan of... I need a quick way of being able to describe this philosophy of mine. How was it I described it before? I'm not a fan of any system that over time causes the game to... that invalidates other systems or causes the game to lose value or cuts away at stuff. So like again, I keep talking very vaguely about it. And I'm never very solid with you guys about what's going on. I'm doing a lot of Oblivion modding, day after day, just trying to get my build ready for when we do a Let's Play on that, right? One of the interesting balance changes that I saw somebody had made quite recently was, in Oblivion, for example, they've got a system in that game where you have enchanted stuff, and you can recharge enchanted stuff by capturing souls in things called soul gems, and then using that as like a currency to recharge your enchanted stuff. And it's a cool mechanic. Another mechanic they have is sometimes you'll find locked chests and locked doors and things, and you can pick those locks with lock picks, which you can accidentally break if you fail the mini game, and you can level a skill up to become more proficient at it, and it's like a facet of exploration in the game, right? But what Bethesda did also was they added a couple of quests in there. One that gives you a Daedric artifact, right, which just will recharge anything you ever like forever. And that's a very rewarding thing at the end of your quest to get that. I think it's Azura's Star. It's very rewarding to get that, but what it actually does is it means forevermore when you're playing on that save file, for that game forevermore. And when we're talking about an MMO, it's your account. It's not just a save file, it's forevermore. It strips away mechanics that did have value, currencies that had value, experiences that had value. You're now skipping all of that stuff. And they have another thing as well. When you complete a certain guild, you get this skeleton key that allows you to get to absolutely anything without ever having to pick a lock again. And I don't like systems like that. I don't like ideas like that. I don't like deliberately killing facets of your game. And especially when it comes to MMOs, where preserving the integrity of the economy is incredibly important as well, and making things continue to have value in the economy. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but WP only the 1% is going to end up getting the legendary armor, so, you know, runes will still have value. I say, in contrast, though, that it's kind of like, it's like this entropy idea. It's like, eventually it will lose all value. What are you talking about? Eventually it will be gone. Your community is going to dwindle down slowly but surely. More and more people who have slowly worked on legendary armor is going to become a bigger percentage of your community year in, year out, and eventually you're going to have to face the fact that you've put this thing in the game that is invalidating so much of what your economy was based on. So anyway, so generally speaking, I'm incredibly conservative with rewards, and I would never make legendary weapon rune swappable. Never. It might not be a problem for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but eventually I would say it would be a problem. And I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of eventually having like a considerable amount of the community just skipping out on that kind of stuff. Have it be this ultra prestige, ultra rare thing that is cosmetically unique, and leave it there. Guild Wars was never scared to implement rewards like that. All the way through Guild Wars 1, through most of Guild Wars 2, they were never scared. There were always people who said, oh no, I want more. I want more functionality with it. I want more with this. I want more with this. And eventually they ended up adding stat swapping to legendary weapons, and I'm sure we'll get stat swapping on legendary armor too. But they don't have to go further than that. You know, it's for the cosmetic reward. That's what Guild Wars was always about. Why are we so intent on changing it? That's my view on the whole thing. I wouldn't add swappable sigils, and I wouldn't add swappable runes. Oh, hi, Sunspear. I'm glad to see you this far north of Istan. We could use the help. Great beasts such as the Cobalt Mekele and the Behemoths have plagued these lands for months, growing stronger and stronger. We need to cut back on their numbers. The princes have put our bounty on them. Would you be willing to help? You guys will notice, since we changed, even as I'm standing still talking to NPCs and stuff, since we changed, I maintained aggressive refrain the entire time. I'm not even worrying about it anymore. You see that? Because of all the shouting we've got going on. I should definitely make a shout way, like a theme build with just tons of shouts everywhere. That'd be cool. So yeah, guys. The change I think you can address the issue though. I'm not saying that the issue isn't there. I think you can change the issue though with other changes to the rune system. I am an insanely huge fan of the idea of splitting away stats on runes, and runes come in 3s now, not 6s. They come in 3s, and what you can do in that world is not only do so many more runes become viable, they become easier to balance for the developers. Everything's a lot smarter and more piecemeal and blah blah blah. Not only all of that excellent stuff, but the other cool benefit is now people only have to sort of buy 3 runes to swap their stuff up. And maybe people aren't so upset anymore. You could even do like legendary, you would make that change and then also have, alright, the legendary chest piece has 3 rune swapping, but you'd still have to buy the other 2. So it's cheaper for you, but it doesn't completely invalidate that aspect of the economy and that reward structure and stuff. Let me put it another way, okay, guys. Let me try and describe it in another sense. For those that still aren't on board with me, I'm seeing a lot of people agree, but you know, I really got to articulate this properly. Think about the next expansion, okay? No, let's play this out. Another raid comes out in 3 months. Didn't you guys know it's the Wizard's Tower? It's going to be epic. Whatever, right? Like a new raid comes out, whatever that might be, finishes the legendary armor collection. Those dedicated players of us, and I don't even raid that much, but I'm on track for my 150 insights, right? Like, and all the other stuff. A lot of us get legendary armor. The core audience, the really mainstay players, they get their legendary armor, and ArenaNet are letting us swap those runes for free. Any rune in the game, they're doing it for free. Then a couple of months go by and we get the next expansion comes out. We go do the next thing. They add dungeons, they add fractals, they add all these new runes and things associated with new maps. And guess what? I don't even have to bother with any of it. I just pick it from a drop down list. And you like bypass a lot of stuff. And I know a lot of you guys are in favor of the idea of you have to unlock it once initially. And that would resolve this issue here at least. But what about with alternate characters? What about, like, it's just, it cuts a lot of it away. I already talked about, like, there's a reason why people still run Twilight Arbor and Corticus Manor and Ascon Catacombs. Is because of the runes that are associated with them. And you're just going to get rid of that forever after people have done the initial unlock. I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me. Okay, so these guys are talking. They say, to what I owe this unexpected pleasure? Who are your friends? And Kahani says, Lystra has granted me a vision, master. A great evil seeks to strike at the heart of our land. These heroes have come to fight. We need your help in arranging meetings with each of the 3 princes. We must warn them of impending danger. And Jeshke says, Alas, my poor old legs are as frail as dried reeds. Else I would join you on this crusade. But you needn't lug my crippled shell around, for I have something you will find useful. It's a car! Kahani, my dear, take this from me, will you? I am so weak. What is it, Holy One? It is an invitation to a party in the Garden of Saborin. All 3 princes will be in attendance. If you wish to speak to them, this is your chance. Take my invitation and go. As you can see, the slightest bit of excitement may cause this frail body to crumble to dust. Go on ahead. Just show your invitation to Priestess Hala. She can be found at the Grand Forum of Vabbi in the Forum Highlands. I'm going to stay here for a while and spend some time with Priestess Jeshek. We shall meet again before the pie. Alright, so there you go. We got an invitation to a cool place. I love this map, by the way. It's nighttime. It's an example of one of the few like areas where a certain map is frozen in time in Guild Wars 1. It's always night here. There's also a cool boss here, like a Mesmer boss or something, who's got a crazy name and is like related to Palawa Joko or something. Or no, to the Mad King. Sorry, the Mad King. Alright, he just wants us to kill more Heket. Here we got a bunch of plants. If aggressive refrain for your attack speed is okay, you can get the adrenaline gain, elite, and you can combine with it for 100% uptime. Yeah, you use the elite, and then when the elite turns off, you get... Yeah, so we'd replace it with natural temper, right? I'm not sure whether we really need it, though, right now. So far, I feel pretty good. Make it profession-wide instead of account-wide? Or character-bound? Unlock character-bound. Okay, so a system where legendary armor, you can swap runes, but you have to unlock them first, and those unlocks are only character-bound. The armor itself is still account-bound, and you can wear it on anyone you like, but the actual stuff unlocked is character-bound. How would I feel about that? A lot better. A lot better. I could see that. I wouldn't be too upset with that. That would be a reasonable system. It would still be really hard to get the armor in the first place, to do all the unlocks. I like it. I like it. People would still make new characters. They would have different armor classes. You know, the people who make a legendary armor set, not just 1 but 3 for every armor class, and then unlock every rune on every of 9 professions, is basically no one's going to do that, even after 20-30 years of the game being out. So that's not like rushing you to some endpoint where everybody's bypassing stuff. Yeah, I think that could work. I would be a huge fan of that system. I think that works. But there's also kind of a, I don't know. There's another side of the discussion where it is like this is a huge advantage that nobody else gets. It is a huge advantage that you're putting behind an insane gate, and that doesn't feel very Guild Warsy to me. Guild Wars has never stood for something that a lot of other MMOs do quite often, which are systems where the rich get richer. Now, I know how stupid me saying that sounds. The rich definitely do get richer in Guild Wars 2, specifically because of TP flipping and the power that you can get from that. But, you know, that's not like something they accounted for, well, not something that they intended for in design. That's just sort of the way that things are going to go when you have a trading post. What I mean is like... Guild Wars never added like a farm area that you could only get after you played for 10,000 hours, which is the best farm in the game, right? Like they never forced you to grind loads just so that you could compete with everyone else on an economic level, generally, except for TP flipping. And this idea with that would fly in the face of that. It's basically like saying, okay, play enough, and you will get to the point where you're spending drastically reduced cash compared to everyone else in the game because you're getting all your runes free from now on, and they're not, or something like that. There's another question of like how fiddly it is and whether it's just fun to fuck about with all the time. Like if you have 6 armor pieces and you're regularly changing builds, and you gotta change the stat type, then change the rune, then the neck, then for the shoulder change the stat, then the rune, then for the chest change the stat, then the rune, then for the leggings change the stat. Oh my god! Like again, I would love if they changed to the 3 rune system. Oh my god! But yeah, I think that's a good middle ground. Yeah, I'm not denying that rich don't get richer in Guild Wars 2. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the devs have always... It's always felt like they've had an eye on that. And they've not, like, really explicitly encouraged. Should we do something crazy here, guys? I'm going to grab all of these Hecate. And I'm going to grab all of these Hecate. And I'm going to grab all of these Hecate. And then we're going to see if we die. See what we got, shall we? Basically what you're seeing is we're on like a buffer right now. The minions are the buffer. We get to fight. We're afforded some time while the minions... There you go, Susuke went down. While the minions act as a wall. But the second that wall explodes, we're on our own, and you're going to see a lot of pressure come in on us. And what I'm hoping for is in the meantime, we've managed to do enough damage, ball them up, whatever. What's really surprising me is I am top of the DPS charts right now. I'm at the top. How crazy is that shit? Maybe that's only because Susuke died. All I'm doing is autoing and dropping some friggin... Look at all this stuff, I love it. Alright, so Susuke died, but everyone else generally was alright. With pretty major over aggro. That's a good sign, guys. These are all level 24 Hecate, by the way. They're on par with Marganites in terms of level. We got the res. And they're down. Hey WP, did you know there is a Massart body armor laying on the north of Twin Skulls in Ember Bay? No, I didn't. There's a dead Massart there, isn't there? Think of all those masterwork runes and sigils no one wants. Oh, you think the reason we don't have build diversity is because... because what? I don't know whether I agree with that. You can very cheaply experiment with a lot of builds because that stuff's cheap right now. Do you think that's even crossed their minds, guys? The devs' minds? To do the 3 rune system? To split it away? And just do perks like that? Do you think they've ever actually legitimately sat in a room and said, let's do it? Or anyone's even got it that far? Like this huge... Like that I would... You know, like... On a Wooden Potatoes top 10 improvements to the game list, that would be like easily in the top 3. Easily. That would be huge for the game. Huge! Maybe I should do that. What else would be on that list? I've got like a little list of just pedantic, stupid little changes I'd make to the game. Would you guys like a video like that? If you're an ultra spud in stream, do you get that rank in the guild? There aren't really ultra spuds in stream. There's ultra spuds in the guild and the Discord, and yeah, it's just if you're on Patreon, then I'll give you a ranking game. When you first join Patreon, you should get a notice. It was really cool. I did a video talking about Patreon for the first time in a year during the week, and today I was watching for so long. We were just under $900 for ages. And then this morning I woke up and someone new had joined and we went over and I was like, yeah, because we were like 99. Oh my god. You guys are awesome. Please do that video. A top 10 changes would be... Well, what if people don't agree though? I can't even think right now what other changes I'd do. What would you guys do? Give me some inspiration. What would you guys do? If you had a top 10 changes to the game, top 10 priority changes, if they were to put everything else on hold and just try to make the game better, what would they be? Build templates would probably be in my top 3 as well. The rune change. Delete the Tempest and remake it. Oh man, hour and a half video that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be scrapping. I would do what you would do. Wow. It's nice to have a fan like that, man. Do a top 10 community changes after mine. How would I do that? How would I host that? What, you're asking me to compile what everybody says and then see what people would vote on? Underwater weapons usable above water? Oh, but that's not fair. That's like an expansion feature. That's like just new elite specializations that use spears on land and stuff. That's not right. 1, add actual tutorials. Good point. Break bar tutorials. Proper. Oh, but then this is why this is a hard video to do, because like what's the scope? I would do like what I desperately want is a core Tyria overhaul. But that's not like, yeah, you'd have to put a limit on how hard it is to implement. But proper tutorials, good point. I remember when the Chinese release was going on or whatever, we did that Tyria 3D video showing off a PvP tutorial. Do you guys remember that? That they were going to make and then they didn't in the end? Oh, I'll tell you another change I'd have. I would have an API that hooks into the chat client. So that you could have, like, on Discord, for example, we could have our in-game guild chat and stuff live for our guildies in a channel. And you could create apps where people can use chat in guild chat and stuff, even when they're not in the game. I'd love that from the APIs. You could also do a lot of other things. If you can get the combat log to print into the API, you can make badass apps and stuff that do incredible things. Like incredible things, which I desperately want. So that would be on my list. Number 5, filling missing spots in core professions. Well, no, they'd never just do a specialization that the only thing it has going for it is that it gets a spear. So, by the way, guys, we came to the Forum Highlands, and this is Vabbi. Check out the architecture. It's incredible, right? If only we could unlock the camera and fly up and see what those little places are like. Huh. Like, look at it. It's beautiful. The little floating buildings. People wandering around. We've got some nobles. Hi, I'm hunting Hecate, but there's just so many. We already killed tons, but I appreciate it. Look at all the plants. Vabbi's my favourite place in Nightfall, I think. Except maybe the Matani Keys in Istan and some of the really badass places in the Desolation. In terms of like prettiness, Jesus, you can't compete. Look at this. The stream delay on map chat relay would be similar to the Twitch chat delay. I'd be fine with that. Proper damage monitor when you see the icons of skills you got hit by Guild Wars 1 style. Oh, that's kind of cool, but I reckon probably a lot of the things that the enemies are hooked up to use don't have skill icons, so it would fall a little bit flat. then you're talking about suddenly a ton of effort over very little. What else? What else are you guys saying? Guild recruitment billboards in cities. Guild can set themselves. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Priestess Harla says, "Is not the glory of Lissa present in all that surrounds us?" Look at this extra FOV allowing us to properly see her and all the minion cluster, and it's still okay. "Just look at you, all covered in dirt and grime. You smell of Hecate blood too. You would do well to cleanse yourself before attempting to talk with the Princess of Vabbi. Speak to me after you have used the font of List to clean your armor." Oh my god. "I will then do what I can to help." So here it is. This is a bit like cleaning ourselves before we get to use the Eye of Janthir in Kryta. "The font of List cleanses your mind and body." Thank you. "So, you have Cheshek's invitation. That old man would never leave his home even if Lissa herself was to show up at the festival. They are still setting up in the Garden of Saborin, but most of the princes are already inside with their entourages. I can let you in to look around before the celebration starts. Kahani is already there, and she can give you a quick preview." Thank you. It'll be great to see a sneak peek.
Welcome to the Garden of Saborin, the most beautiful place in all of Vabbi. This party is to celebrate the Day of Liss.
Looks impressive. Will the princes be here?
They wouldn't miss it. It's the social event of the season. Prince Amtor the Mighty is down from his citadel. His captains are a dour group. Prince Metu the Wise is here with his scholars and his daughter.
That's Talcora.
Yes, Princess Talcora, Metu's daughter. You mean she never told you? And Prince Baka the Magnificent. Well, he's here as well.
So it should be fairly easy to talk to them.
One does not simply go up to a prince and say hello. Talk to the members of their court first. Work your way to the top.
Sounds like a lot of trouble.
You would prefer to fight monsters? You'll find Vabbi to be a more civilized land, but no less dangerous.
The Real Jax, welcome, 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 and thank you to the other person who gave me Twitch Prime a second ago. That's so awesome of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be honest, I kind of zoned out of that entire mission. Did we get the big reveal there, that cutscene, or no? We're actually about to do a solo quest, guys. A solo quest. This was mind-blowing back in Guild Wars 1 days. So, a solo mission, I should say, actually. So that's pretty cool. Yes, that was a Mickey Mouse voice. Like an effects thing for top 10. Yeah, I think that would probably be in my top 10 as well. Auras and stuff, quite low. It would probably be like number 10 or number 9. There'd probably be like some PvP changes I'd have in there as well. Spectating in PvP, in-game ability to spectate on ranked and unranked matches, high-profile things that have gone on. That stuff I think is so important. Spectator mode for daily spectator I'd put on there also. Couple of other little things about casting and UI cleanup. Oh, I'd probably have user interface manipulation on the top 10 somewhere as well, like we've got here. Do you think it indicates anything for the lore that Jade constructs are still more powerful than these new destroyers? No, I think that's just mechanics probably. I don't think that the story is really trying to express any of that. Might want to consider having a pet for the solo mission. Oh, that's a cool idea too. Oh, I should have told you guys when we were voting on a secondary for Ranger that we could have got a pet with that. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. Wasn't someone asking me to get a pet on a previous stream? Spectate cam on party members when you die, like in PvE, like in Guild Wars 1. Ooh, I don't know whether that would make my top 10. It's a nice idea, and I would like it, but I don't think it would be top 10. For me, personally. Oh, good. More attendees for the Festival of Liss, and foreigners nonetheless. It seems you only have one invitation, so you have to attend separately. I think her dialogue suggests she's genuinely enthused and happy with this, but I made her sarcastic and racist. Thank Lissa for the beautiful day. Alright, before we do that though, I want to go to the Kodash Bazaar. Before we read about the Tie-Huck Orchid and we do all that kind of stuff. So, let's ignore that for now. So we're going to go the 2 Malay guys, the 2 casters. Oh, I messed that up. I added mocks. Kick. Okay, so we're going to go the 2 Malay people. Then we're going to go the 2 casters. Oh my god, Maloney. There we go. And then we're going to go for our Necromancer and then our 2 monks. All nicely ordered there. And then we're going to head out. This is one of those cool little outposts where there are 2 exits, but both go to the same explorable map, just different areas of it. I liked when the devs started getting a bit more creative like that with some of these. So we'll go back into the Forum Highlands, and now we're just going to quickly nip out, guys, to the capital. I don't even think there's any fighting to get there. If you were to add a new type of combo field in Guild Wars 2, what would that be? Fire field, water field, smoke field. I wish combo fields play a bigger role. Yeah, I don't see that could make it into the top 10 as well, like a combo field and finisher revamp. Oh, I'll tell you what also would for me, making all the boons stack intensity instead of duration. Like a boon rework to make them intensity stacking, which we've talked about numerous times before. I would love that. That would be so cool. And that alone, okay, the reason I mentioned that out of nowhere because of that comment is because that alone actually changes the viability of a lot of combo fields. Water fields become more interesting to shoot through now because the regeneration stacking intensity. Light fields become far better in group scenarios to blast in because the retaliation is stacking in intensity. A lot of things get improved because of that. Chaos fields become a lot more interesting because when they overlap from the random boons you're getting, it's still intensity. You're not losing effectiveness there. Can you explain why is Abaddon dead, but in the other hand, Doom is still alive, knowing that Grenth took his place pretty much like what Cormier did with Abaddon? That's a really good question. I don't think that they were ever really clear about it, or if they were, that knowledge is lost on me now. I think the lore about Grenth's rise was that just that they cast down Doom, and that Grenth sort of took some of his power, but not all. While Cormier just fucking annihilated Abaddon and destroyed him entirely into it was nothing but energy, and she just absorbed it all. Doom was being recharged and growing strength because of deaths, because of souls or something. But I think that was supposed to be more Grenth's neglect. Grenth's like the new kid on the block. And Grenth's really nice, right? Like, he's the god of death and judging people and stuff. But he's really nice. He allows resurrections and stuff. Doom was much more foot down. No, if you're dead, you're fucking dead. And maybe the consequence of Grenth being the nice guy like that was that Doom was able to gain power or something. That was always sort of my headcanon for it, but yeah. I'm entirely not too sure. Yeah, so yeah, that's those two I think would roll in together, and that would improve the viability of a lot of different combo fields, blasts and finishes and stuff like that, which I'd very much like. There are some other more interesting mechanics like that, like overhealing mechanics and crit healing and stuff like that, but I don't know whether that's really the place for a video like that. Is the place for it. Anyway, listen guys, it's been a great stream. We are 2 hours in now though. I'm just going to quickly read the description for the Kodash Bazaar, and I guess we'll wrap this one up for the week. So consider the best market in Vabbi, where all the rare, the strange and the unique are for sale. If you can't get it here, it simply isn't worth getting. Here all of Vabbi trades, mingles and gossips, and this is really what Vabbi is based on. It's mercantile stuff. One cheeky little thing I've always wanted to do forever, okay, is I'm going to use Toolbox because I always wanted to see what was up. There's like a bridge like really high up or something in here. Yeah, these bridges here. I always wanted to get up on these. There's nothing cool up here, I guess. Lame. I always wanted to come up here though and talk to these guys. You see these guys wandering around? You can always see them from far away. But yeah. Alright, there you go guys. That's a little demonstration of Toolbox, of what's been going on in the week. We got a lot of progress actually today, I think. And I'll see you next time on Nightfall for a cheeky bit of Tie-Huck Awkward. So thanks guys, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for anybody who gave Amazon Prime. That's really awesome of you. Thanks so much to Jericho and Times Lament for the donations today. Anybody who followed, and I'll see you all next week. Have a good one guys.